Hey there travelers, this is Judd Kobler, Game Director for Last Epoch. Today, I am thrilled to share with you a preview for our next update, Eternal Legends. Eternal Legends, patch 0.8.4, is set to release tomorrow, December 10th at 1 p.m. Central. In this video, I will cover some of the exciting new content, features, systems, and changes coming with Eternal Legends. This includes the introduction of our new dungeon system, legendary items, a complete overhaul to the Druid class and its transformations, crafting changes, and more. Eternal Legends features Last Epoch's first dungeon, the Temporal Sanctum, the first of many dungeons we intend to introduce in future patches. Dungeons in Last Epoch are side content accessible via finding one-use keys. Each dungeon will give players a dungeon-specific usable ability to overcome challenges presented uniquely by that dungeon, and completing dungeons will provide unique rewards and possibilities. They will also provide players an optional shortcut through sections of the campaign if they've already obtained the required key on another character. The Temporal Sanctum is a place of study, now corrupted by obsession. At its heart lies Chronomancer Eterra, a researcher desperate to unlock the power of time and the secrets of the Eternity Cache. After years of frustrating failure and traveling through time, Eterra has lost her path, her hope, and her mind. She will stop at nothing to be the first to open the Eternity Cache. While in the dungeon, you will have access to a new ability called Temporal Shift. This ability, which is unique to the Temporal Sanctum, allows you to quickly travel between the present and the ruined future. You will be able to evade deadly enemies and abilities in the blink of an eye, but you are not the only one who can tamper with time. Chronomancer Eterra herself is a threat in both eras simultaneously. Survive the wrath of Chronomancer Eterra to gain access to the Eternity Cache. Opening the cache will allow you to seal your powerful gear inside to merge them into something even greater. Centuries of time are needed for creation, and bypassed only by the Traveler. The Eternity Cache forges the most powerful gear across all timelines, known as legendary items. All unique items in Last Epoch can now drop with a new property, Legendary Potential. Uniques that have legendary potential can be placed inside the Eternity Cache with exalted items of the same base type. The exalted item must also have 4 affixes. Sealing the cache and returning to it in the future will result in the unique having absorbed a number of affixes from the exalted item equal to its legendary potential. For example, if you find a 2 legendary potential unique, it will take 2 affixes from the exalted item. The mods that are absorbed from the exalted item are random, so finding an exalted item stacked with mods you would like to have on your unique will be very important to create the best legendary item possible. Not all uniques will have legendary potential, and the amount can range from 1 to 4. Finding uniques with 3 to 4 legendary potential will be extremely rare and allow you to create some absurdly powerful items. Low-level unique items will generally roll with more legendary potential than in-game uniques. We're excited to see all of the powerful legendary items that you'll create, and also how you will use early game or leveling uniques that were previously not in-game viable. We know that there are some unexpected and fun builds that are waiting to be unleashed with the addition of legendary items. Another change coming in Eternal Legends is the complete overhaul of the Druid Mastery. This includes an all-new resource, new models, and skills for both the Werebear and Spriggan, as well as introducing the final Druid form, Swarmblade. We're replacing the antiquated mana resource for Druid transformations with a more robust, forgiving, and malleable resource called Rage. Rage will be restored to full when you enter a form and then will drain slowly over time. Skills themselves will have little to no rage cost by default, so it won't feel punishing to utilize your whole set of abilities while transformed. There will be many ways to recover rage, so you have a lot of build options if you want to stay in one form for a long duration, and reaching the point where you can stay in a form indefinitely should be much easier than before. The Werebear has a new model, animations, and a mix of both new and returning skills. Replacing Charge is Rampage, which tramples enemies along its path. This comes with an all-new skill tree with nodes such as Crackling Assault, which automatically casts Storm Lightning while rampaging. Both Swipe and Roar, now Warcry, are returning, but with all new visuals and nodes. Both skills will now carry over their power from their specialization trees, enabling more customization and playstyle options. Werebear's final new skill is Maul. Maul is a short cooldown, hard-hitting ability that strikes enemies in a medium area while also generating forward momentum. Spriggan form is also receiving updates to every one of his abilities. Veil Blast is being replaced with Spirit Thorns, a deadly ranged assault of natural magic. Root Wall has been retired, making room for Thorn Shield. Thorn Shield feels very thematic within the Spriggan fantasy and will champion and empower the Thorns playstyle for Druids. Healing Totem and Summon Vines have kept their base functionality, but have received new visual updates and lots of new options in the overhauled skill trees. When we imagined the final transformation for our Druid, we knew we wanted to create something unique and exciting. This meant we wanted to steer clear of other commonly used animal transformations in this genre. Making his debut in Eternal Legends, the Swarmblade champions two distinct fantasies, one being a fast slashing bug and the other being the Hive Father. You'll feel both of these fantasies come to life as you swarm through Eterra's most vicious monsters. Swarmblade's first skill is Summon Hive. This ability summons a nest that releases up to 6 locusts and has 2 charges by default. Dive is a short dash in the target direction which deals damage to all enemies in your path. Armblade Slash is a fast melee attack that will be your most reliable attack in Swarmblade form, as it has no cooldown and no rage cost. Swarmblade's final skill is Swarm Strike. Swarm Strike is a 360-degree heavy spin attack which deals damage to all enemies around you. It then gathers nearby locusts to create a swarm around you which deals damage over time. Also coming in the Eternal Legends update are 2 new skills. Up first, we have Umbral Blades. Umbral Blades is joining the ranks of quick, spammable, low mana cost rogue skills and is aimed at fulfilling the fantasy of masterfully throwing blades at your enemies. It is a 3-step combo ability in which you throw 2 piercing blades, followed by 4 more, after which you recall all of your blades back into your hands, hitting enemies along the way. It is worth noting that an enemy can be hit by multiple blades from the same throw and again by the recall. Umbral Blades pairs perfectly with the rogue's high mobility and proper positioning as the key to success. For our Primalist, Upheaval is a powerful medium mana cost ground slam ability that sunders the ground in a line, dealing damage to enemies along the path. Upheaval is unlocked at level 14, which means that moving forward, Upheaval will be an early and core addition to the Primalist theme and leveling experience. In 0.8.4, we are introducing several crafting changes, with the goal to carry forward what we in the community find fun about crafting, while addressing the areas that are less enjoyable. We are removing instability and fracture chance, and instead are giving all craftable items an amount of forging potential. Each craft uses a slightly random amount of forging potential, and when an item runs out of forging potential, it can no longer be crafted on. But until then, all crafts will be successful. We are also swapping 2 glyphs for 4 new ones, replacing 1 rune and adding 2 new runes. 3 of these new crafting items will be chase items, with more exciting and powerful potential outcomes than existing runes and glyphs. For example, the Rune of Ascendance changes an item into a unique or set item of the same item type. One of our goals with overhauling glyphs was to ensure that the decision of choosing the glyph to be used be based more on strategy and what sort of outcome you want, rather than essentially being a math problem. On account of that, the roles of Glyph of the Guardian and Glyph of Stability have been rolled into the new Glyph of Hope, which gives a chance that a craft will consume no forging potential. Currently, rare items start with more instability than magic items, so the gap between their mod count and total tiers could be closed more easily. We're flipping that around with the new crafting system, so that rare items start with more forging potential than magic items, and rare items at high levels drop with even more. This means that not only will the gap be harder to close for magic items, but when crafting on rare items you'll have more freedom to use items like Glyph of Order without worrying as much about running out of forging potential. This means that rare items will generally be stronger crafting bases, whereas magic items used to oftentimes be more ideal. On a related note, we also want to shield players from bad RNG when crafting on exalted items, as that process is inherently more risky due to exalted items being much less easily replaceable. Because of this, exalted items drop with particularly high forging potential compared to rare and magic items. We hope that you enjoy these changes to Last Epoch's crafting system. As you discover and experiment with these new runes and glyphs, please keep the feedback coming. As always, new updates mean new unique items. Patch 0.8.4 is bringing over 20 unique and set items to Last Epoch. Here is a sneak peek at 2 of them. Silver Fond is a unique ring that teleports you to a target location when you directly cast Summon Vines. This unique provides Spriggan Form a unique tactical movement ability. Tulrani's Bident is an electrifying new spear and powerful asset to the Javelin-focused Sentinel, converting all Javelin damage to lightning, status effects to electrify, and adding a healthy base of lightning damage, providing a powerful canvas to create a devastating Zeus-like playstyle. There are many other exciting uniques coming in this patch that you will find in the Temporal Sanctum and across Eterra. When you log into Last Epoch tomorrow, you will immediately notice 2 substantial new changes, the all-new character select screen and new music accompanying it. Eternal Legends is bringing a massive amount of new content, more than we can fit into this video. There are plenty more balance and skill improvements, performance upgrades, new weapons and armor, new models for the Acolyte, Sentinel, and Mage, new music, and so much more. Join us December 10th for the Eternal Legends update, and we'll see you in Eterra.